Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we explore the most enchanting tales from around the world. Today, we're traveling to the lush green landscapes of Vietnam to uncover a beautiful story that has been passed down through generations. The legend of the 9 magic buffaloes. It's a tale of hardship, hope, and a little bit of magic. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's journey back in time. Long, long ago, nestled among emerald rice paddies and rolling hills, there was a peaceful village. In this village lived a farmer. He wasn't rich, nor was he famous. He was a simple man, known for 2 things: his tireless hard work and his unwavering honesty. Every single day, his life followed the rhythm of the sun. He would rise before the first light painted the sky, heading out to his fields with his old, loyal water buffalo. From dawn until the last rays of dusk kissed the horizon, he would plow, plant, and tend to his crops. He poured his sweat and soul into the earth, yet despite his efforts, life was a constant struggle. His harvest was often just enough to get by, and his small hut offered little more than basic shelter. But he never complained. He had a kind heart and always shared what little he had with neighbors who were even less fortunate. One year, a shadow fell over the village. The skies, usually generous with their life-giving rain, remained stubbornly clear and blue. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. A terrible drought gripped the land. The sun beat down relentlessly, baking the earth until it cracked and split open like a broken pot. The once vibrant green rice paddies turned a sickly yellow, then a brittle, dusty brown. The farmer's fields, once his pride and joy, became a barren wasteland. His well ran dry, and the river shrank to a mere trickle. Desperation began to creep into the village like a thief in the night. The farmer had nothing left to eat, and the hollow ache in his stomach was matched only by the ache in his heart as he looked upon his ruined land. One evening, as the moon cast a pale, sorrowful glow over the parched fields, the farmer felt a profound sense of despair. He stood outside his hut, his shoulders slumped in defeat, and looked up at the vast star-studded sky. With tears welling in his eyes, he clasped his hands together and prayed. He didn't ask for riches or an easy life. He simply prayed for rain. He prayed for a single drop of water to save his crops, his village, and his hope. As he whispered his heartfelt plea to the heavens, something extraordinary happened. A single star, brighter than all the rest, began to tremble. Then it detached from the celestial tapestry and streaked across the night sky, a brilliant ribbon of light, before falling to the earth right at the edge of his field. Awe and a little bit of fear mixed in the farmer's heart. He cautiously approached the spot where the star had landed. A soft, warm, golden light pulsed from the crater, illuminating the dry, cracked earth around it, and standing in the center of that ethereal glow was a creature he could scarcely believe. It was a buffalo, but not like any he had ever seen before. Its coat wasn't the usual grey or black. It shimmered with the brilliance of pure, polished gold. Its eyes were deep and kind, holding the wisdom of the ages. The farmer stood frozen, speechless. Then the golden buffalo spoke, its voice not a sound but a feeling, deep, gentle, and resonant, like the hum of the earth itself. "Good man," the buffalo said, its voice calming his racing heart, "I have watched you from the heavens. I have seen your endless labor and your pure, honest heart. Do not despair. I will help you." Before the astonished farmer could utter a single word, the golden buffalo lowered its magnificent head and began to move. It plowed the dry, hardened field with a strength and grace that was otherworldly. And here's where the real magic began. Everywhere its golden hooves touched the ground, a miracle occurred. The cracked, lifeless soil instantly became dark, rich, and moist, as if a spring rain had just fallen. The farmer watched, his eyes wide with wonder, as the buffalo tirelessly worked through the night, transforming his barren plot into a fertile paradise. By dawn, the entire field was plowed and ready. The farmer, overwhelmed with gratitude, bowed deeply to the magical creature. He brought it the freshest water he could find and the tenderest grass from the riverbank, vowing to care for it for the rest of his days. The buffalo simply nodded, its golden eyes full of warmth. The farmer, exhausted but filled with a newfound hope, finally went to sleep. When he awoke the next morning, he rubbed his eyes, thinking the previous night must have been a dream. He hurried outside, and his jaw dropped. There, grazing peacefully in his miraculously restored field, was not one but 9 golden buffaloes. Each one shimmered just as brilliantly as the first. They looked at him with the same gentle, wise eyes. The farmer was speechless. He didn't know how or why, but he knew this was a blessing beyond his wildest dreams. These 9 magical buffaloes were not just for him, though they seemed to understand the plight of the entire village. Working in perfect harmony, they moved from one parched field to the next, their golden hooves turning the dry, dead earth back to life. They worked day and night, their silent, powerful labor a testament to their celestial origins. Soon, the entire village was green again. The rice shoots grew tall and strong, promising a harvest more bountiful than anyone had ever seen. Joy and laughter returned to the village, all thanks to the farmer and his 9 magic buffaloes. News of this miracle, however, traveled fast, and not all ears that heard it were attached to grateful hearts. In a large, opulent house on the edge of the village lived a wealthy landlord. He was a man whose heart was as barren as the fields had been. Greed was his only master. When he heard about the 9 golden buffaloes, his eyes gleamed not with wonder, but with avarice. He didn't see a miracle. He saw 9 walking, plowing piles of gold. He had to have them for himself. He summoned his servants, a rough and ready group of men, and gave them a simple, cruel order: go to the farmer's land and capture those golden buffaloes. Bring them to me, no matter what it takes. The servants, armed with ropes and nets, descended upon the fields where the buffaloes were peacefully working. They spread out, attempting to surround the magical creatures. But these were no ordinary animals. As the greedy servants closed in, shouting and brandishing their ropes, the 9 buffaloes stopped their work. They lifted their heads in unison and looked towards the sky. A strange, beautiful light began to envelop them. As the first rope was about to fall upon one of them, a wondrous transformation occurred. Their solid, golden bodies grew light and airy. They dissolved, their forms softening and stretching, until they were no longer buffaloes at all. They had become 9 shimmering, golden clouds. With a silent, graceful ascent, the 9 clouds drifted up, and away from the grasping hands of the landlord's men. They floated high above the village, over the green fields they had saved, and sailed towards the distant mountains, eventually disappearing behind the peaks, lost to sight. The greedy landlord and his servants were left standing in the field, staring at the empty sky, their nets and their wicked plans coming to nothing. From that day forward, the 9 magic buffaloes were never seen in their physical form again. But they were not forgotten. The villagers said that they had returned to their home in the heavens, and now a beautiful belief lives on. Each year during the planting season, when soft golden-hued clouds drift peacefully above the rice fields, the people of the village look up and smile. They believe it isn't just a trick of the evening light. They believe it's the 9 magic buffaloes watching over them from above, returning to bless their land and ensure another bountiful harvest. The legend became a cherished part of their culture, a timeless reminder that kindness and hard work are seen by the heavens, and that greed will always be left with nothing but empty hands. What a beautiful and heartwarming story, isn't it? It teaches us about the power of a good heart and the rewards of perseverance. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to Vietnam today. If you enjoyed this legend, please give this video a thumbs up. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the world of myths and legends. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.